Well, holy smokes, would you believe it? 16-14 on the back of 7 rounds in a row. NAVI put Dust 2 on the board, on their mantle in this series. The best of 3, of course. Vitality picking up the first map, but NAVI picking up the second. Sets us up for a beautiful third. However, we didn't tell you all about this matchup at hand. When I say we, I'm talking about those in the digital studio with me. Of course, we do have Christine Potter-Chi. And would you believe it? I made a believer out of Bleh. So look at him go. Bleh, look at him.
Oh,
NAVI
no.
on the board. What do you say?
I'm going to ignore you said that, Trace, but let's go with this one, right? I'm just going to paint a picture here. Map 1, 16-8 going the way of Vitality. NAVI 1-1 T-side round. Second map, 14-9 up Vitality. NAVI have now won 2 T rounds total. It's done. I was ready to jump in here, wrap this one up. And then suddenly, I don't know what the hell happened. 7 rounds in a row, and they look convincing, simple, doing simple things, wall bangs galore, like Flamey getting random shots through the smoke. They just woke up, and then Vitality, they could not answer back.
And Christine, I look at you, not just through the camera right here, not just through the lens and all that.
Okay.
I look at you for answers, for guidance. What's going on here? How, if you are Vitality, you've let this game slip away from you?
I mean, Boomich, man, Boomich. He's got the fancy feet, allowing him to get out long A on multiple occasions, just spamming through the smoke, whether he's blind or not. He's got that savvy that allows him to just dodge past all of Vitality's utility, and he was very successful towards that long A. And man, but what a wizard ZywOo is throughout the entire series so far on Dust 2, but it's his target selection. It's his ability to understand what his biggest threat is and always making the high percentage plays. It's so impressive to watch.
And for ZywOo, this is a guy, and I was hearing here, and Hugo talked about it as well during the cast, and perhaps you guys can be on the same sentiment here. This is a team that, for the most part, in the past, has looked at ZywOo as sort of like the centerpiece on that mantle. Now we get to see the other players step up. I think that's got to bode well. It's got to feel good if you're Vitality. But for ZywOo, it just doesn't stop. This round right here is absolutely nuts.
This is ridiculous. He's getting flanked from both sides. He's so calm and patient, and he almost got the wall bang. I feel like if he got a jump right, it would have been a wall bang. And then, of course, that final kill, I can't even see it. This guy is so patient, and like Potter said, that was brilliant. He knows the guy at long's beating him out. He takes a shot towards short, gets the guy at long, and then just the final flick as well onto simple. Like, so quick, so smart, high percentage plays, never misses. But then, electronic happens. 30 bomb in regulation, though.
Christine, if you play against that guy in your average matchmaking, do you report him?
Oh, absolutely.
That guy's getting reported straight up.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing. We have the luxury of not having the walls, but it looks like he knows exactly where the enemies are going to be coming from every single time. And not even just that round. He had 2 other rounds on Dust 2 that were just as impressive, just towards that long A, dodging the flashes, understanding that he's got some time to work with because of the spacing the T's have to prioritize in that moment.
Well, speaking of time and time to work with, let's start to talk about Overpass, the third and final map of this series. How have we gotten to 3? Well, we don't necessarily need an answer to that. It's all in the pudding, right? But on this map of Overpass, how are we feeling, both sides?
I think it's a very 50-50 map, like literally. So if you look, I'm just looking at the stats in the last 3 months these 2 lineups have played. Both of them have played Overpass 4 times, and they have a 50% win rate on it. So I think it's going to be even Stevens, all things considered. I would still give the edge to Vitality here right now. I'm like flip-flopping right now, but NAVI, that was a great comeback. It looked good. They woke up, but I still feel Vitality have looked the better team so far today.
Christine, give me a one-liner right now. Make me believe this is going one way or the other.
I have to agree. I think Vitality, their T sides is super polished. They seem to be gelling together and working very well together. So I got to say Vitality look like they have the edge as well here.
Well, that is what we are going to do. See if they have their edges in a row. And by that, I mean making sure everything's just flush and lined up. Sort of like we're going to go ahead and line things up for the next map of this series. Overpass on the cards. It will be the decider of this series right here. You do not want to miss it at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.
Well, somehow, someway, NAVI are able to take Dust 2. They remain resilient. They take 7 rounds in a row from being 14-9 down all the way to a victory, Hugo. And what does that mean for this series? Well, it means that we head to Overpass, our third and final map in this matchup. And Hugo, I don't know about you, but how are you leaning right now? Because that from Na'Vi was kind of, it was a good comeback, but it also felt like Vitality kind of fumbled it somewhat.
I don't really know what to think, Harry. I'd like to think that Vitality can keep things going, but maybe the momentum for Na'Vi will put them in their place. I mean, this is actually the map, Overpass, the map that Na'Vi lost 16-14 in that 2-0 loss to Hard Legion that knocked them out of the group stage in the road to Rio CAS. Obviously coming in as the top team of the region in both groups. They don't even make it to the playoffs, and Overpass was a factor in that series. So was Dust 2, but Na'Vi picked that up just a minute ago. So a different day, and Na'Vi are here to stay. Very passive setup early on. We got Boomich on the kit. Na'Vi with 2 on A right now, 3 towards that lower side with Boomich playing Heaven, allowing him to rotate very fast. Vitality flashing out B short. Flamey's watching. There's players outside the monster. It's a quick execute into B. Heavy setup here for Na'Vi. Here come the Frenchman. RBK leading the charge. He's the only one with kills. Both of his teammates dead. RBK with a second, almost a third. Shock steals it away, and Vitality have control of the site, but they're getting flanked.
Yeah, Electronic in through short, but he's left in this 1v3, and he does deal with old mate Shocks. Now looking for a follow-up, and another for Electronic. Oh, he's gonna do damage, but not find the kill onto RPK, who just about holds his ground. Now, Hugo, I got a little interesting stat line for you on this,
Harry.
right? So Vitality, in the matches that they've played on this in recent times, so I'm just going off the last 3 months, right? Yeah, nice and easy. They average, I've just done the math here, mate, 32.25 rounds each time they play this map. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like the Road to Rio playoffs, though. That's you know, the average playoff game RTR was 32 rounds. The average game, by the way, over regulation. It's kind of ridiculous. Counter-Strike is very competitive right now, as Na'Vi just showed us, right? Vitality looked like they had it a lock-in. Blair was saying that game felt done. He was ready to pack it up, pack it in. And Na'Vi, well, they just begin out of nowhere with 7 in a row. Simple. That's a start. Finds Masuta in connector, and he's going to go back towards middle where 2 T's sit. He won't sit for long. RPK removes him from the round, and Vitality speed up towards A. There's only one man here. Na'Vi are going to have to throw in one quick rotation from this B bomb site. Jumping on the site is Electronic, but needs to be very careful. That smoke is going to slow Vitality down, but the bomb is still here, and they look to commit. Vitality have just let Na'Vi rotate into A, though, and if they still go towards his site, they are just walking into a 3-man setup. Ooh, that'll do. And now, this is a problem. He sees that player walking away. He sees Apex walking towards connector, so Na'Vi might read that as a B play, and yeah, they have. They've dropped 2 players off towards that lower site, and now Vitality, they were just rerouting along. It was just Apex holding con, and now they're going to commit into an unsuspecting Na'Vi.
And that smoke has given up the aim of the game, so the element of surprise is gone, and they've slowed down a bit. Smoke's actually come through for Na'Vi. Zywoo does win that first fight, but at quite the cost, and right now, Perfecto, all he's got to do is buy time to allow these rotations to come in, and actually he does more than that. He shuts down the first man. Now the trade comes through from Shocks, but these players are already here. Shocks has the bomb, and he dives far forward over at the dumpster. Zywoo retrieves it, but he's not ready for the repeat from Flamey. This is the round. It's dead to rights. Na'Vi, they're going to find the force by Team Ace, everyone pulling their weight there, and then that's exactly what you want to see. So Vitality, they continue their good look of being able to pick up pistol rounds in this series. But this time it's them not finding the conversion.
With Na'Vi now having full control over the economy in their favor. Just Deegs on the other side. This should be a simple affair for Na'Vi. Man in question falling back to the toilets of the M4. He's got Electronic alongside him to play for a closer range. gamble, of course, on this map is that long position. Na'Vi leaving it open early, but banking on the fact that Vitality won't just run up towards the A side from there. Simple lines up a couple. He gets a good bit of damage there. Gets tagged as well, though. And Electronic receiving a deagle shot as he falls back. Simple swings, saves his life. Apex lost in the round, and Simple, he's running out of ammo. He needs to tap. He's going to find a third. Pistol out, eventually finished off, but that's when the swing comes in, and Electronic does not want to let Vitality scavenge guns. He will just scavenge corpses and put Na'Vi up 2-1 in this third map. Hero AK on ZywOo in this round. Surrounded by Glocks, though, so really relying on ZywOo to do something here. As Vitality, they have nothing to fall back on once he's dead.
I don't think I love it.
No.
I don't think I love the Hero AK with Glocks around it.
No.
Maybe they're able to surprise us, Hugo. Maybe ZywOo isn't to be trifled with. However, this is the danger, right? Like, with him winning that fight, okay, cool. The AK has gotten the first kill. But ZywOo is now 32 points of health. If anyone else grabs that gun, which they're not able to do, no one's gotten it yet, so that's not going to get retrieved. It's not like you can throw this gun around, really. Like, you know, you still want to keep it on ZywOo. He is the armored player in this round. You hope he can get a bit more done.
Electronic.
And with Electronic seeping in through long, he's caught a very good timing here to really shut down this round.
He's also heard them all as well. They ran round through middle, so it's like, you know, it's not just the flank, it's the info. He knows he's right, and he knows he's in the correct place. That is a hell of a spray. Maybe could have been a little more safer or more careful on that fight. Instead, he just tries to commit to the transfer.
All right, let's go.
And yeah,
ZywOo,
1 AK, that's all you need, man.
Yeah,
just kill everyone. Just send your Glocks in.
Maybe
the grenade.
this is the buy every round.
Yeah, just 4 Glocks every round. Let ZywOo ace. And, well, Vitality, that's what they're relying on right now. The grenade has taken the plant off after Apex put down the numbers, and now Na'Vi need to go. They're running out of time. They've got kit. Flash up for Flame, you get a set Perfecto into the site, and with armorless players majority on the side of Vitality, this could be cleaner for Perfecto. He's got to clear this corner, though, not looking at it. Mizuta swings and looks to do damage, but whiffs on the shot. RPK with a gun, and with a chance, he takes a player off of the bomb, and Flamey, now running out of seconds, has to stick it, or it's a loss. The RPK, he's already locked in the round. Excellent work from Vitality. ZywOo with 3, RPK with 2, and we lose the Glocks!
Man, okay, I'll admit it, I was wrong. ZywOo, Hero AK, that is all he needs. It turns out, no limitations from it, because he is just that damn good. And
ridiculous.
It's kind of wild that he gets away with so much in this round. Like, 3 kills from him allows RPK to retrieve the M4, and he's made me eat my words. So, very impressive from ZywOo. Like, that was an extremely high risk and high reward kind of round. And boy, are they reaping the rewards right now.
Yeah, because the danger there, if you get nothing done, so he gets slaughtered with no plant, no kills, ZywOo can't buy in this round. And so either he has to take a deagle or someone else does. Good flash, but no kill behind it. Everyone just stands while they're blinded. And the bomb goes right into the B bomb site, actually thrown towards the bridge. The crossfire is absolutely excellent. Perfecto doubles up before he gets traded, but Mizuta won't stand tall on the site. Simple from above, lays down some AWP shots and shocks in a clutch. Oh dear, they know where he is now. The grenade's not going to do a thing because the player of the pit is crossed to the left side and Shocks walks out to go short, but this just allows more time for Navi to set up and get ready.
Wow. If you're Shocks, you are not happy with this. You've snuck all the way around to short, and as you arrive, smoke goes down. So he's denied any vision into this site. And even then, right, with him not appearing from anywhere else, if you're Na'Vi, you're leading towards him being behind this smoke. They're all looking at it. All brains out from heaven. It's a missed shot from Simple. However, it's not like that's given Shocks a world of opportunity here. He's going to reroute back around in towards Monster. But with 20 seconds, Shocks has got to go on a real spree at this B bomb site. Simple still locking it down from heaven. 2 players inside of the site. This is not an easy round for Shox. He's desperately trying to bait the peek from heaven. Molly's fixated on that. Electronic swings over the top of the box to find this 3rd round for Na'Vi. Tac pause now on the Vitality side of things. And it's one of these awkward scenarios where, you know, you are kind of... I don't want to see you staring down the barrel of like a double eco, because you're not, but you are on a man like ZywOo. Are we going to see another risque purchase here from Team Vitality? Because RPK does have the money to drop something over. Alternatively, it could just be a full eco with RPK dropping 2 AKs in this follow-up round. So I'm curious to see what the decision is from Vitality. We know they're already thinking outside the box. And RPK, he is going to buy up the hero AK this time around.
We've seen it work. We won't doubt it, Harry. We'll fully believe. But, ooh, ZywOo's going to join him as well. He actually has the Armor Galil. So, yeah, go for it if you're Vitality. A couple of guns, they full force into this round. And some Deagles as well. Decent buy. Really all they could muster. That grenade puts RPK down low. Not the start he wanted. We have that orb still on Simple, sat at the A site, watching short. We have Electronic deep pushed up on long and 3 on B for Na'Vi. Very slow T-side for Vitality right now. They are crawling through the connector, barely having taken mid. Pretty much flashing his teammate into a short peek, but right now Flamey sees the door and he knows Vitality have connector. That's going to hint towards an A play. Might even cause an early rotation considering Na'Vi have control of the B short area, or at least did. Vitality go up the stairs and try and get their way towards the A site, but look at the setup. It's Simple, it's Electronic. Brothers in arms, side by side, ready and waiting.
Here we go, Simple. Not offered a chance just yet, but he knows there's a lot of players over in toilets. Team Vitality, they're going to go back and start to probe over here towards Connector, and actually Shox going for a long check into the back line, just making sure that they're not getting flanked during all of this. Still setting up outside of A, and with 30 seconds left, they do have to start to make a move. Electronic has shut down this first man. They know he's trapped out on a limb over here towards long, but he's just not giving them this fight. Great display of restraint from Electronic, and that's because he knows he's got Simple, the ever-watchful eye, at this A side of the map. It's all left onto Masuta with just the Deagle, and he's not able to find anything. So a flawless round for Na'Vi. This time the Force Fight does not give the results Vitality wanted. Defuse coming through, and with a bomb plant with loss bonus achieved, to bring something into this round if you're Vitality, but it's not going to be the full purchase by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, better to hold off, maybe throw in a quicker B approach or a fast con rush to B short, something like that. Save your cash for the rainy day. You don't want Vitality to go on too many of these force buys, right? Like, obviously, you know, you can get baited in by the fact that you win one, but after that very round, Vitality will not be allowed to do it again. It's going to have to be the Deags here and now. Na'Vi taking liberties. Look at Electronic. He is deep in the middle area, pushing with the grenade. It's going to land a bit of damage, 50 across 2 players. Vitality hedging their bets towards long. This is a good call. Na'Vi have not played this position really at all in this CT side, and so Vitality have finally worked that out, and they're going to try and run the gauntlet up towards A. Na'Vi, they know it's on a timing. They know they have to check it eventually, but does Simple have that in the back of his mind? Because look at Apex. Look at how deep he's got him. And he's tucked as well, so Simple won't see him off in the jump spot and thinks this area is clear. The pressure's coming up on short side. Electronic deals with the first man. Simple follows up with 2. Deagle out. He's looking to spam him down, and RPK is all that stands, not for long. Simple with 3, Electronic with 2, and that's the duo for Na'Vi, putting up a 5th.
Double molly setup over here in mid. This is going to keep Vitality a little bit slow on the approach over on this mid control, but no one's peeking for Na'Vi on the back of it. It's not too uncommon with that double molly setup to see players try and get aggressive into mid on the back of it, right? Like knowing that you're going to slow the progress either over to Fountain or into Park. That's not the case for Na'Vi in this round. However, Vitality, they are worried that's the case. They take a lot of time clearing this mid area. And while all this has gone on, they've lost Shocks down here towards B. Now Masuta creeping in through the connector. He's got to go blow for blow with Electronic, and he's got to come out ahead. If Vitality want to get back into this round, he gets caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. And now for Vitality, they're kind of hamstrung. They're stuck up over here in middle. They've got to go all the way back towards T-Ramp to get this bomb. And they've got no map control down towards B. This leaves them vulnerable to a lot, right? Na'Vi looking like Flamey's kind of toying with the idea of pushing the short control. Electronic's gone very, very deep into the connector as well. And so Na'Vi might be one step ahead in terms of the information in this round. They're not pressured to rotate anyone around out of position. They'll keep this stand, and Flamey's gotten contact over towards short. This is all happening while Electronic is still sat lying in wait at the back of connector. And so this leaves Apex in a 1v5.
Ooh, and flashed out. He's going to fire off the shot, and that gives away his position. But he probably wants to die at this point. 15 seconds. Don't want Na'Vi killing him after time. And even though he goes down, at least his money is equal with his team. It's also pretty bad. 3,000 a player means Vitality are broke again, and Na'Vi are building into this CT side to big effect. Again, I'm going to reiterate it because it's been clear on every map so far. That T side for Na'Vi leaves something to be desired. They did pull a 7-round comeback on Dust 2 to win the map, but you know, in Nuke it was non-existent, and for the longest time in Dust it was the same. So Na'Vi are really going to need a lead in this first half. They can't 8-7 it, they're going to need 9-6, I think, at a bare minimum. And Vitality, at least not going to be putting up many rounds of these pistols, you would assume. Simple's pushed back, he realizes Vitality going fast into middle. He doesn't want to die and give them an AWP in a round like this, so playing a lot safer position. Ooh. God, that is a close call for Electronic. Apex on the other side, and he actually gets back to the site safely, so it's no worry for Electronic in this round. Simple's now taking that long position. Electronic pushing back up to the toilets, mowing down 2. There's the trade. Simple gets 1. Deke out deals, or tries to deal with Apex, but doesn't get much done. Shox is now alone, and he's late to this site as well. The bomb's been lost. The round follows, and Na'Vi keep up appearances on this CT side. 7-2, the gun getting shot over, and that's going to be Na'Vi just keeping up appearances, Harry. Pretty safe, pretty standard. Vitality not getting away with all too much.
Yeah, it was a slow start to the day for Na'Vi, right? On Nuke, it looked like maybe they got caught sleeping at the wheel a bit, Hugo. But then, Dust 2, they turn that map around, and boy, if they come into Overpass firing on all cylinders. Head and shoulders above Vitality right now, and you're hoping that they can turn it around on the Vitality side and that they can put up a bit of a T-half here. I will say, you know, based on what we've seen from Na'Vi thus far, it does feel, I don't know if it's more Na'Vi or Vitality, but their CT sides for Vitality have been great. So I think it's pretty essential that Na'Vi keep this good streak up. Electronic with the aggression and a chance at a double kill, but he gets traded. And RPK and Apex, they've actually opened up this A bomb site. Na'Vi, the alarm bells are going off. They're having to rotate away from B. However, this bomb, look at it. Shox has had to go all the way back to T-Ramp to go ahead and pick that up. This is going to give Na'Vi plenty of time to rotate these players in. However, kind of a double-edged sword, because in lieu of a bomb plant, Flamey is still considering, like, maybe they're really late playing B. Like, maybe this is a really elaborate fake. And I think at this point, even he's started to realize that's not the case. He'll begin his rotation up. A 3-on-3, though. And this delayed bomb plant could cost Vitality dearly. As these smokes start to fade, they've only got 1 on Masuta. Only 1 angle could be cordoned off. And Boomich goes pushing through the back, looking to get stuck in to this A site. A nice kill from Flamey. Does remove RPK, leaves this round open in a 2-on-2. Flamey continuing to carve a path. And with Perfecto stepping up alongside him, Na'Vi are going to get back into this round. A defuse to come through. And 8 on the board now for Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Na'Vi not overstepping there. A lot of teams would, right? You hear the fact that Vitality take the site. You want to flash out. You want to get aggressive. But Na'Vi, they're patient. They wait. They know exactly what's going on. And yeah, Vitality bring the bomb eventually. The second Na'Vi hear it go down, they double flash out. They push very fast and they trap the players on the site. Vitality aren't able to fall back and play the post plant.
And that's the thing, right? In that round there, it's kind of a case where Vitality, they weren't expecting to be given the situation they were given, right? With Electronic going aggressive into party and dealing with the man in mid, getting that advantage, they try and fast play into A, but that was like never the aim of that round. That was never the goal from the outset, and so the pieces just weren't in the right place for Vitality. They were looking to just hold that default and play late in the round with the player just rotating back. Probably was going to be Shox away from B to grab that bomb, or vice versa, right? Just depending on where the kills come in. And because they go so fast into A, they get all that success. Shox is just so late on the rotation with the bomb, and ultimately, it feels like that's what betrayed Vitality there. Would have been a very different round if you weren't able to take those 3v4 gunfights at the A site without a bomb planted, right? Like, if the pressure's applied, it's a very different round. But NAVI still looking good. Boomich was just holding connector. However, the moment he's peeled off, Vitality are trying to get out into mid. Danger's been dodged, though. They take passive lies back inside of the toilet. Simple's actually going to play close to this smoke. Vitality, while it looked like they wanted to take mid, they decided against it. They have this smoke thrown over. They've tried to fake out the mid control while gearing up for this B-side play.
This is a good molly. Boomich is going to tag the player below him. Apex has to move, and they could move him into wallbang positions. Instead, he just smokes it off because he knows NAVI are going to get aggressive off the back of that Molotov. Flamey does, and Boomich with a grenade will finish the job. That's a nice combo for NAVI. I love the utility. Now they've got to have a hold with the rifles. They have 3 players in the pit. It's a mess. Vitality don't know what they're walking into, and they're going to come to regret it. Spraying down his Perfecto with 1. Masuta trays, but it's come at a cost, and that cost is the round, unless Shox has a 1-on-4 in him.
30 seconds to get it done in, and he might not have the 1-on-4 in him, but he does have a bullet lodged in him. That's courtesy of Boomich, finished off by Flamey. 9 on the board for NAVI, and Team Vitality, this is a huge deficit to be sat at. A partial investment looming in this round, I'm imagining. 2 players, alternatively could get relegated down to Galils, but at this point, I kind of want to see Vitality prioritize the money a bit more and maybe look to bring an AWP out on someone like ZywOo. I say someone like ZywOo, it would be on ZywOo.
Someone like ZywOo, not ZywOo.
Yeah,
like,
not ZywOo specifically,
a
but
type
just
of
someone
player.
like ZywOo. Right?
If only there was someone like ZywOo, but there wasn't actually ZywOo,
Masuta, let's see, he got tagged through the wallbang early on, and this round is a slaughter. NAVI, they keep it under wraps, they keep this B site under lock and key. Look at the bank accounts on NAVI right now. Everyone has so much money. They're fine. They could literally just be buying up these AWPs time and time again. They could be bringing double AWP setups into play. They're not losing these bank accounts before the half comes to a close.
One big problem for Vitality right now on this T side is every time they've executed, they've walked into a stack. They've walked into 3 players pretty much every time, right? Even on those rounds where they forgot the bomb and NAVI have like 4 players outside of A waiting because they know Vitality are about to plant. Vitality keep rushing, and that's, it can be hard to get out of this hole in Overpass when nothing's working, when you're like, we tried A, man, we tried B, nothing's working. Like, obviously, then you need to start throwing in fakes. Then you need to start using the connector and getting that control early, right? Taking B water, putting pressure on B, forcing rotations, going up con silently, faking B and then hitting A, stuff like that, Keeping things dynamic, keeping NAVI on their toes. NAVI have always had the information. They've always known where this bomb is going, and stuff like this. Like, look at this double setup in con right now. This is a great example. NAVI have all the info. They know Vitality are outside of B.
Oh, but the flash is good. Doesn't matter. Perfecto still swings and takes one down. Flamey. Oh, he's retrieved an AK off the ground. He's hopping, jumping around, and somehow he gets away with another. It's all left onto ZywOo, who doesn't commit into B right away. He tries to go back for this con fight, and in doing so, it's given Boomich time. He was in the connector with Simple. He cross-cat and gets into B. Now ZywOo's found him, giving himself a 1v2. Simple in the site with the AWP, does have that Deeg as his secondary. He's using the big 3. He's going to best Simple. That was close either way, but Simple wins it out. 11 on the board for NAVI. Round 14 of the half, and once again, the money is a problem for Team Vitality, but at this point, you might even be tempted to just keep these forces on up. And that looks to be the decision.
Vitality have 2 opening kills in this map so far, and we are 14 rounds in. certainly doesn't help that they can't find advantages and, you know, be allowed to fall back into, you know, 5-on-4s where they can execute into a site, knowing Na'Vi are split 2-2. They've just not had that luxury. They actually waste 2 smokes, not waste, but use 2 smokes, getting past that double Molotov in middle. That's a lot of utility, a lot of dedication. You often see 1 smoke get used, but usually they just abandon that second.
If you've used 2 smokes here for Vitality, that surely means you're planning to go fast into this A site, right? Like, they're set up over at long, they're set up in toilets, and that looks to be the decision. Throw a close smoke over here towards long. That's going to allow them to aggress up close behind it. Simple. He's actually, I think he's holding for this boost on over.
I thought he was going to throw a nade. Yeah.
It is. That goes in a little bit later. Yeah, he keeps checking. He thinks they're going to try boost up for the peek into the site, and they're not. They're pushing close to this smoke, so Simple readjusting, and he's not even needed. Electronic with the mow down. And now 12 on the board for Na'Vi. I don't even know, man. Like, Na'Vi went from looking like the same team at the Road to Rio in the CIS division, and then just like remembered, oh wait, hang on, we're incredible. And then it's all just clicked into place.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happened in between Nuke, Dust, and now Overpass, but Na'Vi, they are hitting the ground running, and they're looking to sprint away with this series under their belt.
Maybe Na'Vi had an epiphany at 14-9 down on Dust 2, because since that very round, since that point, Na'Vi have looked like an entirely different team, and they've made Vitality really struggle in this game. None of the calls have worked, none of the reads. Walking into stacks, and even in that round where they don't walk into a stack, the 2 players on their A site just shred Vitality. And that's a problem, right? For Na'Vi, what are your options for Vitality? You walk into a 3-man B setup, or you walk into Simple and Electronic on A. Neither of those options are very fun for Vitality, and well, Simple is going to make them worse by the moment he finds a kill, traded quickly. Electronic gone. This is a chance. This is a round for Vitality. Carved a path to a victory. Boomich is pushed out to drop the bomb. There's no one here to stop him. There will be a trade from lower, but actually Boomich runs away. Oh, I was going to say, if he got away with that, that would be worse than murder. But RPK has kept Vitality in this round by the skin of their teeth. A bomb plant allowed and a 2-on-2 retake for the half. 2-on-3 rather.
Vitality, they've peeled off. They've taken extremely passive post plants here because they want to do everything in their power to deny these early fights to Na'Vi. They are just playing for this bomb plant right now. And this is the perfect way for Vitality to be dealing with this. They triple peak the moment that bomb is tapped, and it's ZywOo to find them both. 3 at the end of the half for Vitality. They are a long way behind that of Na'Vi. Can they pull it back to get back into this series, or is it going to be Na'Vi running away with it? You're going to have to join us in just a minute to find out those answers. Well, this is a very, very one-sided matchup. Na'Vi 12-3 here on Overpass. And these Betway odds coming into this third map were in favor of Vitality. And now, they're not, Hugo.
But remember, Harry, remember, I want to be realistic here. Remember, every T side for Na'Vi today, it has been a real roller coaster, a real rocky road. And, you know, back on Nuke, one round.
I'm remembering it, but also, I'm trying to be realistic, Hugo. 12-3 for Na'Vi, right? Like, if they end up giving this one away,
yeah,
that's a hard pass from me. Like, I don't know how they would. However, this pistol round would be a good time for Vitality to begin this comeback. If they were ever going to, this round feels like a necessity. So let's see if they can get it under their belts. Boomich down here, creeping his way into connector. Oh, Apex up here on this boost. You have to be real quiet because Apex... Well, that's not what he wanted from this position. Now trying to get out of there, and does live to tell the tale, even landing a blinded shot onto Boomich. He's lost his teammate in Mizuta, and now this B play is looking to come through, but RPK at the barrels, tag, dink, the flashes are helping him out, and he's still doing damage. They can't get past RPK. I think he's got one bullet left in the USP. He's still looking for fights. Perfecto now in this 1-on-3. And Perfecto outfitted with a Glock. Hardly the anti-tank equipment you would want for dealing with this man in this site. Swinging on out into the 3 players here. And Vitality going to get the pistol round locked in.
Elliot put up a stat earlier. I can't remember the exact numbers. It was in the first half. But how about, you know, RPK's rating is this. But in pistol rounds, it just goes, it skyrockets, goes up astronomically, and Vitality have very good pistols off the back of this man. He shows us right there. It's like Breezy on EG, man. If you watch EG play a pistol round, it feels like no matter what, like every time I watch EG play pistol rounds, Breezy gets 3. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter whether they win or lose, Breezy gets 3. And that is the same for RPK, it feels, inside of this team. So, Harry, look, I'm not putting my money on Vitality. I'm not betting my house on Vitality, but I am keeping my eyes glued to this screen despite the dominant first half, because that pistol round for Vitality can spur them on. And again, we know Na'Vi have had troubles on the T side, especially on a map that, okay, Vitality haven't been playing a lot recently. Guess who else hasn't been playing it a lot recently? Na'Vi. So Perfecto's looking into a wall with his knife out. He's going to get shot in the back. And that will be a clean round for Vitality. Na'Vi coming in with guns in the next. And this is a must-win round for Na'Vi, right? They don't want to start letting Vitality get confident and building together on the CT side, because it can take 3 or 4 rifle rounds, add in the anti-ecos, and suddenly Vitality are up to 10 rounds. So, you know, just, yeah, I don't know, Harry. I don't think it's as clear-cut as the scoreline says. I really don't. If we have to go off with the previous maps in this series.
Well, this is an attempt at running the bonus round for Vitality, which at this scoreline, to me, is both ballsy, but also screaming confidence from the Vitality side. However, Nade Stack has found its way onto Apex early on, so a man advantage taken for Na'Vi. Not only now do they have the firepower advantage, but they're leading in manpower as well. They're going to leave Flamey to hold on to the extremities of this B site. Now, Vitality, they've pushed 2 players down into water. That's going to be RPK and Masuta holding this short side. And with this kind of aggressive lie down at B, they're going to start to get tempted to push. And as this happens, the splits come in from Con. The timing seemingly couldn't be worse for Vitality there. ZywOo is going to spring on out with a kill from the B site, and so Na'Vi will slow it right down. They will reconsider their options, but they're sat in this 3-on-2. It's very much Vitality with their backs against the wall here. Both these players down at B. This is at least going to allow Shox, I was going to say to upgrade his gun, but he hasn't bothered looking for one of these AKs that was dropped over its short side. He's instead coming on a very fast rotation into A. I like this from Na'Vi. I would love for them to slow down and have these players at short bait the players into the site for electronic, and that looks to be the decision. Instead, on the back of seeing that and hearing that they're still trapped in CT, they're just going to take this plant.
Vitality thought it was a fake for a second. They actually ran down to B until they heard the bomb. So, yeah, really not convinced at this point. They're going to give it a go, but first man down and second man out. ZywOo wants nothing to do with this clutch, and He will give it away to Na'Vi. And yeah, okay, now Harry, yeah, Na'Vi 2020, baby. It's already over. It's done. It's lost. It's all my confidence is back.
Yeah.
I never doubted them. I knew it was going to happen.
Hugo, man, you know, this is an interesting talking about outside of this series. But for anyone who's been too busy watching this matchup and maybe hasn't seen, per sources, obviously not 100% confirmed just yet, but per sources, Xyp9x is looking to take a break from Astralis, but not even a break, actually. It says that he's left Astralis for the time being.
It doesn't give reasons.
Whatever that means.
Xyp9x out of Astralis. Check HLTV.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
Yeah.
How does that sit with you, Twitch chat? Let us know. Hashtag DHMaster.
In the report as well, it mentions the fact that Astralis have asked NIP about acquiring Lekro, which is a very interesting one as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. I imagine our analysts will give it a brief bit of talking as well, maybe after this map or coming into the second series. So, yeah, I mean, stick around. Like, that's a crazy world we live in. We were talking about it a little bit at halftime break, Harry, about how, you know, actually, I think we'll save it for later. We'll get to it later, but yeah, very interesting timeline we live in. Astralis without Glaive, without Zip, and without S-Tag yet, at least. Still waiting on that contract, so got some time for Astralis. Na'Vi, they aren't waiting around. They are pushing and prodding at that B bomb site. Boomich looking for a pick, gets mollied, and Vitality have 3 on B with a double long setup. This is quite a weird one. Even though it's not getting countered, even though Na'Vi don't realize this, they could walk through A, not only plant and clear the bomb site, but even flank into B right now. So you can actually see Mizuto's in CT checking the stairwell on a timing because he's scared of Na'Vi coming in on a flank. This is just a big gamble from Vitality, and it does pay off for a kill in the short term. Electronic gone, and now Vitality might want to look at rotating B because that's where Na'Vi are heading. No Perfecto, though. He could win this round on his own, or he could call the bomb to follow him, and that would be a big mistake considering these aggressive positions of Vitality. It would probably be better to flank B, but Na'Vi don't know that's available. Perfecto's about to get meeten by ZywOo, and he will get dropped as well. Shox is in the T-spawn right now. He's going to be great in the late round, and ZywOo just needs to hold on to A for the short term.
Must feel terrifying being Perfecto in this situation, but Flamey, he's got your back, Perfecto. He's got your man. However, have you got his back? Because they get shot in it by Shox. The turnaround attempted from Simple, but it's not enough. 6 on the board for Vitality. And Na'Vi, no money left in these bank accounts. Well, there is money, but it's like it's an awkward amount of money. You don't look at this and think, yeah, man, let's take this investment. Because here's the thing, like if you're Na'Vi, it's 13-6, and there was a time where this was 12-3, and so slowly but surely Vitality are making this competitive. They're going to come in with an investment, but it's nothing more than a hero AK on Simple, with the rest of the gang still with money available. So this is a kind of risk that you can afford to take. It's going to leave you with one player a bit more limited in this next round, but that's not the end of the world. And the difference between this one and when Vitality did it with ZywOo in the first half is that Simple actually has players with armor around him, so every kill that he gets is a gun gifted over into the hands of armored players. And even if Simple dies, that AK can be retrieved, it can get juggled around, you could still get a lot of usage out of your kit in this round without sacrificing the future. So it's the same kind of reward here for Na'Vi, but a bit less of a risk. Let's see if they're able to get anything done with it.
Ooh, the spam could be well timed. Vitality move to the monster as Na'Vi leave this position. They walk right past that smoke into B water instead, and actually pushing and prodding is Simple, getting a bit of damage off into both those B players. Simple going to try and fake connector, not going up on Na'Vi. They are fully dedicated outside of B right now, and Vitality know that. Look at Shox's position. He's pushed up a toilet. He knows that A side is pretty empty right now, and Na'Vi is just going to commit with 25 seconds. Mizuta on the swing gets 1 doubles, triples, and Mizuta shutting it down. 4 kills off of 1 spray, 1 mag, 1 guy. And he puts Vitality on 7. RPK, I think, found 1 kill in that mix, but yeah, nice mow down from Mizuta. A couple of those players armorless certainly makes things easier, but that was a nice little spray, and it will keep Vitality in the lead, or not in the lead, in this game rather, as Na'Vi have money to buy back up. Perfecto's dropped a gun to Simple, team player as is tradition, and now Simple's got exactly what he wants. The AK, Electronic running out mid. Does he realize the AWP is there? ZywOo's peeking off of the timing and will just miss it, falling back because of the party Molotov, and actually wants to hang around in mid for the fight. Simple slinks back through the smoke, and so ZywOo sees nothing, but he might get caught by Electronic coming up through mid. Luckily, ZywOo very fast in his rotation and supported by Shox. It's no problem, at least not yet. And this is Na'Vi doing the same thing. Na'Vi want B again, Harry, but the only difference is they're putting early A pressure in to not only keep Vitality on that top side, but get rid of some util, hopefully work a pick to draw a rotation, and then a late B hit in this round.
Yeah, you'll know when this B hit begins, because I'm imagining Electronic is going to rotate back to retrieve this bomb, and so that should be the kind of go signal for Na'Vi. 50 seconds left, and you'll see Electronic moving back now, and as he's taken up this position, they get delivered a kill down at the B bomb site. And they are making progress, they are getting in, but they still don't have this bomb under their control. Now Electronic's going for it, so there's going to be time here for Na'Vi. Rotations coming through for Vitality, though. This is the one downside. Na'Vi, they've got the bomb site. They're in a position where they can try and contest for this plant, but it's not able to come through just yet. And this has allowed Vitality to push on in and start to take up these positions in the site itself. So now it gets a little bit CQB, a little bit close quarters here. And well, Vitality come in swinging. Wow. They lock it all down. 3 for Shox, 2 for Masuta, 8 on the board for Vitality. And I tell you what, coming into the second half, I wasn't believing in the comeback. But Vitality, they have got it now. It feels like, right? They are on the path to making this doable.
Yeah, and right there was the inverse, Harry, of one of the rounds actually Vitality lost in the first half to Na'Vi. Remember that round where Vitality were late with the bomb to A? They go and they take the site. Na'Vi are forced into CT, and then Vitality late plant and Na'Vi retake. Well, the same thing just happened there on B, but the inverse for Na'Vi and Vitality, right? Na'Vi, they get B, they get the kill, they get the site, but they don't have the bomb, and they just have to wait. And in all of that waiting, Vitality know it's B, and they just group up and set up for essentially what is a retake, but they don't even let the bomb go down. They wait for Na'Vi to bring the bomb, they wait for them to move out of the monster, and when they commit to pushing from pit to site, that's when Vitality just storm them with 4 players. So yeah, really good read. That's why this late bomb that's killed both of these rosters in this game is a bit of a problem. And that was a round that Na'Vi even had the pick into B as well. They will lose it. You say it yourself, Harry, this comeback, you can't count it out. And that's why I was sort of believing coming into this half, because Na'Vi have had their troubles on the T side. And again, 1 round in this game, in this second half, out of the 6 played. Like, that's not something to go off. That's not positive for Na'Vi. And yes, okay, 13 rounds is great. They're only 3 away from taking this series, but will those 3 come? That's the question. Vitality giving them answers, and the answers aren't what Na'Vi want to hear. It's going to be a 9th round here, dealing with the pistols. Another buy from Na'Vi, but this is do or die right now. Na'Vi may have pulled the comeback on Dust too, but Vitality might have one up their sleeves here in Overpass.
Lots of players here for Vitality. They are going to try and pick these fights up.
Okay, cool.
I don't really know how he wins that one, but he does. He loses a teammate in the process. Masuta is a bit of a punching bag in that situation there. And now a 4-on-4. If Na'Vi were to have quick played into B, there was only Apex here with so many players aggressing down in mid. However, now the rotations have come through, and one by one, these fights go down. Right now it's all even, but ZywOo, he's a man who never likes to know the odds. And he's going to hold down at this B site with everything he can. A minute left on the clock, and Na'Vi, they've steered away from B. They tried to get in. And at the first sign of that pesky ZywOo fella, they've slowed it right down. ZywOo peeling all the way back onto Graffiti. Going to try and hold this one from afar with the AWP. Flaming out from pit, 2 players in from it short, and ZywOo given an angle. They haven't smoked bridge. He's got that information. He sees the bomb get thrown across, so he knows there's a man in the site, and he knows there's players at Catwalk as well. Information for Vitality, but is that going to be enough? A 3-on-3, Shox closing the gap. Molotov That's going to cut off these players at short. Vitality knew that there were guys here, and so they isolate this one fight inside of the site. Now they set up to deal with this double short hold. Smoke down on the bomb, Simple. Gonna rise to the occasion with the AWP. It does shut down the first man. Shock's tapping it, trying to bait these shots out. Gets tagged by Simple. Oh dear, he's knifing on the bomb. Shox goes up and over, but the shot's not connecting. They've lost each other in the smoke. It's a very weird round, and now the smoke fades. Shox gets deleted, and Na'Vi, 14 rounds to their name. They finally get another T-side round up on the board.
Yeah, Flamey makes a big play there. He only gets away with 1 kill, but that really sets Na'Vi up for that 2-on-2. He plants, and then he crosses into the pit, and that is of huge value. He avoids Shox, who runs on the bridge, and essentially gets behind Vitality on that retake, killing ZywOo. Shox trades, but Flamey really provides the kills in that round that make that happen, and Simple and Co close it out in the post part. Na'Vi, they find another round, and now the sweat wiped off of our brow just that little bit more. Oh, it's back again. Shox dropping Electronic in middle and starting off this round for Vitality. Perfecto's had to smoke the molly in the con side and come out into B short here. There's no support in middle, so going up those stairs would be a big danger right now into enemy territory. ZywOo is there with the rifle. Shox has the AWP over him, keeping it after that mid pick. So interesting turn of events here as Na'Vi decide to bring that bomb back through spawn. Perfecto's going to work up into middle with his team, but they've got to clear out so much lost map control. All the meanwhile, Flamey's holding on to B short, knowing or trying to stop Vitality from getting aggressive and communicate rotations up towards that top site. If Vitality run up towards A, he can't hear that from B. So more info potentially for Na'Vi that they could use. But right now, no one moving. Steadfast are Vitality. With a man up, they have no reason to change this setup. I don't know if I even want to go here. It looks like an A play with Boomich pushed up. Flamey's passive outside the monster. And again, we can always come back to, you know, if Na'Vi don't get this first kill or things don't go well, they can drop down connected to B. But right now, Flamey is selling a fake. He's kept 3 players at monster. This is of great value as Na'Vi commit with 20 seconds.
Oh, and Boomich getting that kill has opened this A site right on up. Bomb plant going to come on in for Na'Vi in a 4-on-3. Team Vitality, they have done well to grind it back to this scoreline. And now, faced with a 3-on-4 retake that they are going to go for, they're not playing for overtime, but with that kill going their way, maybe they are. Maybe they are backing out of this one now. They felt like they had a chance in the 3-on-4, but not with only RPK and Apex. They back off, they save, they hold on to these weapons. But it's match and series point for Na'Vi, just 5 kills away from locking in a victory here over Team Vitality.
Yeah, I really like that round for Na'Vi, right? Like, they completely deny the information for Vitality. The way they do that is by never coming through mid off spawn. They actually just go connector early. And so the only info Vitality have is Na'Vi are in con and outside B. Na'Vi then late walk up con with that bomb coming from spawn. And by that point, Vitality, they're a man up, right? So they've fallen back to the A site very passive with ZywOo and Shox on A. And so Na'Vi, they're able to have Flamey outside of B on his own, throwing 4 grenades into the B bomb site, spamming, and while that doesn't do anything in terms of force rotation, because Vitality are confident because they're a man up, they just keep 3 deep in monster, and Na'Vi execute into a 2-man setup with both the entry kills. Simple gets right-clicked in the back by a knife by his teammate in spawn to start this round. So not what Na'Vi wanted, but at least it's on the AWP at the end of the day, right? Simple can still find effect despite not having the health. Na'Vi not making it easy for themselves, though. Luckily, only 1 round, as you said, to push them over the line and to take this best-of-3 series. This is, of course, the opener for Group D. We do have the rest of Group C, or at least 1 more game from it, coming up after this. That God-sent Spirit game getting moved to a few days' time. I would imagine that's related due to the fact that Mir was having power outages yesterday for the side of Spirit. So that's why we're here in Group D, and we're here to stay. Na'Vi, they might be as well. They get a quick kill to jump trade from Apex around the corner. He gets tagged up, but he does get away with his life. That's the most important part, as it keeps Vitality in this 4-on-4. Na'Vi still sat outside of B. 3 players on lower with ZywOo solo AWPing on that top site. Na'Vi with the bomb outside of monster look like they want to commit, and into the stack they go.
flash in, and Masuta.
Okay.
Okay, right. Boomich getting that equalizer, leaving it back at a 3-on-3, and maybe the blinded Boomich. Is that enough to make this round doable for Na'Vi? Perfecto fast in from Cap. Blindsides Apex, shocks him with a response. Still here fighting at this side of the map, but Boomich catching another. And this one all falls onto Shock to keep it alive. He's not able to get it over the line. It's Na'Vi closing this out 16-9 on Overpass. They made the comeback happen on Dust 2. And here on the third and final map in this series, they really bought the heat. It got a little bit worrying in the middle of that second half with Vitality streaking together rounds, but they are able to bounce back. And that's a good look for Na'Vi. The fact that they remain resilient enough in this series to edge it out and get it back in their favor. When you think about the scoreline they were at, this was almost a 2-0 for Team Vitality.
Exactly. Typical Na'Vi, yes, style, making us a little bit scared before they eventually get it over the line. But I think the result is what matters, obviously, at the end of the day, right? Na'Vi getting the first win of the group, starting off pretty strong here in Group D. And yeah, okay, it may have been a long, drawn-out battle with a Vitality not feeling too good after they drop a potential 2-0. But Na'Vi, they are looking good inside of this group. And I think Vitality impresses as well, Harry. There's going to be more talk about this game and the one that's coming up after the break with the analysts. So join us in just a second.
Hello? Hello? Is anybody out there? Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? Vitality, can you hear me? Are you okay? I just have to ask because you just got put away on Overpass 16-9. Na'Vi have somehow came in here after the second map, picking it up 16-14, and by Surge rushing that on Overpass. Na'Vi take this series 2-1. Welcome back, everybody, to DreamHack Master Spring 2020. I'm here on the desk, but I'm not alone. And by the desk, I mean our digital desk. While we do the digital dash, I do have Christine, I do have Blay, and we are ready to talk a little bit about how Na'Vi just decided, like, hey, you know what? I want to play Counter-Strike now, so let's play.
It was, yeah, I'm a little lost. I don't understand which Na'Vi we're seeing. It's kind of like a classic tale of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Dust 2, there's nothing, right? And then, like, second half, they just wake up, completely dominate. They mount the comeback 7 rounds in a row, and going to Overpass was indomitable. That's CD side. 3 at B, and then you have potentially the best duo in Counter-Strike, Electronic and Simple on that A bomb side. What do you do if your Vitality, they just get 3 rounds, and it was never going to be enough, Trace? You need more than that, especially on a map like Overpass.
And Christine, I just have to look at you, and I just have to I have to understand. Christine, can you help me understand it all?
I will try to help you understand. It was all about that T side. As Bled mentioned, Vitality, they couldn't get anything going. They couldn't find the answers. And it was really, I mean, this is the same match that Vitality won around early on in the first half by rushing with Glocks. I mean, Zaibu, he was the only member with the AK. So it did seem like in the beginning, Vitality had some answers, but then they just started falling flat. Every read that they thought they had, they were running into stacks coming out of Na'Vi. So really a solid CT side performance coming out of the Na'Vi side of things. But Vitality, I got to say, a little bit unlucky because as we saw their defenses on CT side, they were starting to rally up some sort of a comeback, but a 12-3 deficit, it's asking a little bit too much.
And let's look at it from the other side, right? If you're Vitality, you got all the way to the finish line, but it wasn't quite finished. It turns out it's more CIS, and it's them that hold the flag at the end. Now, let me ask you, Bleh, what is it, if you're from the French side of this, if you're from the Vitality side, what do you take away from what just happened to you in the server?
I think there are a lot of good things to take away. The nuke was really, really good. They knew exactly what they had in mind. Dust 2, I'm still left scratching my head. Na'Vi really overperformed, I feel like, in the second half near the final stages. But it felt like Vitality stopped playing Counter-Strike. Till then, they were aggressive, they were forceful, they were very dominant, they were not wasting any time pushing in. And suddenly, it's like they started playing not to lose, or rather to just, wait it out. And then they allowed Na'Vi into it. And a team like you have Electronic, you have Simple, just those two are enough. Then you also have Flamey, you have Boomich, and of course you have a team Perfecto as well. You have a team who, once momentum starts rolling for them, it can carry on not just through the remainder of the half, but can carry on to the remainder of the series. And exactly what we saw right now. They played scared and they got punished for it.
It all really started at round 9 when they left
Christine.
the bomb back at that fountain. I know. Pick up the phone, Trace. Pick it up.
No, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes these telemarketers, they keep calling. Hold on. Let's go ahead and take the phone call right here. I do believe it's going to be a young Richard Papillon who was born on May 27th, 1992. You might know him as Shoxy. I might know him as Shox. And, well, what we know him for is inside the server, tearing things apart. Unfortunately for Vitality, today was not the day, but it is your day. It is your special day, Shox. So happy birthday on behalf of all of us here at the DreamHack crew. And sorry we couldn't get you a win for your birthday.
Thank you very much. I was hoping a win, to be honest, as well for my birthday. Unfortunately, this is something you can't always be sure about. So this is how it is, you know. But I appreciate your wishes from the DreamHack crew. It means a lot to me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Shox, quickly. I mean, this is a very obvious question. Dust 2, what happened? What happened in the end there?
That's a good question. That's definitely a good question. I guess that if we would have the solution, then we probably gonna just turn it into a 2-0. Basically, it's really hard from my point of view to answer you at this time, as I moved to the B with Mizuta as City, and at the beginning of the City side, like they were pretty on point on A, and then we began to lose some rounds. But it's really hard to know exactly what happens when you are on the other side of the map, you know. And they basically didn't do a single run in B. I was waiting for it on the side, but they didn't come. And yeah, I just think that I will never be sure about that. But the only thing I think, the only thing I think they changed is that they saw that we pushed B with Mizuta like 2 or 3 times, and we put some runs like this, and it looks like their answer were like, okay, we still want to play on A. They were confident to play on A, but we are always getting flanked, so we better play A but faster. This is how I see from an external point of view, and so we didn't have the timing as a rotation from B players to really help. You know, it was either they rape them or either you save, basically.
Yeah.
Now, Shox, it seemed like in this series, it was pretty clear that ZywOo wanted to maintain the rifle presence on the T side, especially. He was with the pack a lot of the times. But even on the overpass, I noticed in that round in the second half, you were opting towards the A on CT side overpass. How do you guys come up with these formulas? Was it a spawn-based thing? Were you just feeling the AWP? How did that come about?
For Overpass, it's just a spawn thing, like, and it comes from ZywOo. He saw that I had a spawn, so he was like, take the EVP, Richard, you can pick. I was like, okay, let's go.
Okay.
So let me run it back even further. We talked a little bit about Dust 2, Shox. I'm not going to keep you for too long, but when we look at Nuke and we contrast or we compare it to the rest of this series, at the end of Nuke, did you guys feel like, hey, you know, this is our game. We can take this. We can grab this right here. We got Navi right where we want them. What do you think?
It's really hard to say, you know, because I can't talk for everyone what's happening in their head, but definitely I think that we definitely saw from Nuke that we could definitely get them, but it's also Nuke, so it was also our pick, you know. So we knew it's gonna be a tough fight on those two. We also had a really hard beginning coming to the T side, but yeah, definitely something changed from it was 14-7, 14-8, 14-9, I don't remember.
Nice.
And from there, we just didn't find the adaptation and the solution to counter what they were doing to us, you know. Yeah. And when you don't find the solution directly in the game, then you just take it every run, and basically you just lose. Hey,
well,
Captain Obvious.
I mean, that is what happened at the end of the day, right? Just GG, it's over. And unfortunately, our time together here is over. I'm going to have to let you go. Again, happy birthday. And we hope that you guys can find some footing a little bit further we go in this group. We'll see you later, Shocks.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir. Cool. So for your birthday, you got an L.
It's the way it is. Sometimes life do be like that.
Yeah, it really does. And it's unfortunate for Shocks. I mean, we hear what happened in the Vitality camp. We also know the storyline, the scores are going to show that. They're going to reflect that in this series. Navi just came back to life. And you got to look at ZywOo as a player who is still knocking heads off the other team.
Yeah, definitely. And what a performance from ZywOo today, even though Vitality fell flat. I mean, the first two maps, as we keep mentioning, they were completely in control. And just those slight adjustments that Shocks just said in his interview here, Vitality weren't able to find it. But I mean, the game plan coming in at Vitality through and through, it was solid. We saw that they just had this pack leader mentality, Apex leading the charge, Shocks leading the charge, and ZywOo following it up and closing out those rounds. And I think this winning formula, it wasn't successful today, but I'm looking forward to how it just evolves more and more as we go throughout this tournament.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to try to improvise here, Christine and Blair. What do you think? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, improvise away.
Not my normal
100%.
thing, but let's just say if I had a phone right here, it'd be something like... Hello? Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, never mind. Joke's ruined. Hey, Boomich, what's up, dude?
Hello, what's up?
I'm cool, man. You cool? You feeling cool? You looking cool? You guys are looking even better in the server. Navi taking heads off. Boomich, talk to me about this series, but more importantly, let's talk about the first map because it wasn't that easy.
Yeah, you know, first map we do some mistakes on CT side and lose 2 crucial rounds for us, and it was like 8-7. It was a bad CT half for us. And on T side we just lose the pistol round and everything didn't work, you know. They just was reading us good and playing good, and we just lose the first map.
Going to Dust 2, right? When they had the 14-9 lead, we just spoke to Shocks right now, and he said like you guys never came B. Did you have a read there? Did you have an understanding? Okay, this A hit is working out. Let's keep going for that. Like, what happened there at the end of Dust 2?
You know, when we lose some rounds on A, I think they will stack B sometimes, and I was trying to play A more and more after this. I know like some fast rounds on long didn't work, and we taking it slowly after with double flash and smoke start of long and just kill the guy in pit and after split A, and it was working. We was controlling the economy and it was really hard comeback, but plan was working for us.
Boomich, I noticed on Nuke, it seemed like today you were mostly towards the lower secret area. In the past, you were always such a wizard towards the hut with your aggressive peaks and just putting so much pressure towards lobby. Was that a change? And is that a permanent change, or is that just today in this Nuke match?
It was changed for today, you know. Then they smoking outside every time. I was going down vent and smoke it and going back to A because we know like we was prepared for round. Then they going out hot and one guy was dropping to main and one squeaky and we was stacking on A. But they knew it and they just rushed through the smoke one time in secret, and it was really a surprise for us. And
Boomich, is it annoying to play against someone like ZywOo? Is it annoying when you find yourself in a server where one guy just seems to get a lot of freedom and he can just run around and do whatever he wants?
You know, I don't feel any pressure playing versus ZywOo because we was playing Face It together like maybe 3 years ago, and he was like my friend, you know. Then I was playing with him every day to try to go FPL Challenger or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, for me it's like normal match without any pressure.
Yeah, I was more so worried about like just the idea that anybody comes in the server and they're just shooting, they're popping off. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be ZywOo. I'm just wondering how Navi deals with that. You have an X factor of your own in Simple.
You know, we just play our game and focusing on our game. We don't care about like ZywOo or something like that. Maybe
like
after watch we can joke a little bit, but on match we're just focusing on our game and game plan and doing it.
All right, well, we'll stick to our game plan. Thank you so much for your time. You actually gave Shocks not a great birthday present because it is his birthday, but I'll let you two.
Sorry, Richard, but happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, brother. All right, man, we'll see you a little bit later, Boomich. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Easy as that. And you know what? We have to wrap this series up. We've put a bow on it. We've done it nicely. Boomich, wholesome Boomich. I love that guy. And honestly, I just want to know what he says when he goes into the barber shop for a haircut. I just need to know the style, because obviously what I've got going on, it doesn't match a candle to what he's got. Let's talk about the next series. After the break, we're going to go into a break here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, and then we come back. We've got another one coming your way, ladies and gentlemen, so make sure you don't miss a minute of this action.